What's up, people of YouTube? This is Twirler here, bringing you guys another video of the channel, and today we are going to be talking about Call of Duty Modern Warfare multiplayer. There's been some information that's come out in regards to this, and I kind of want to cover it and give my opinion. Don't know how long this video is going to be, but I'm going to discuss all of that in this video here, so if you're interested in that, please stick around. Now, I do want to acknowledge a couple of things before we get into the video. First thing is I would love if you guys could hit the like button on this video. I would really appreciate it. And if you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. Now, to anybody who is returning to my channel from previous videos, or you're already a subscriber or whatever, even if you're not, I have been streaming pretty consistently on Twitch. So I'm going to try and remember to put my Twitch link at the top of the description, twitch.tv/truewarlord. I'm going to be doing various things, but I have been doing a lot of Fortnite, and I'm probably going to be doing some GTA soon. And things like that. So if you're into Twitch and you're into gaming on Twitch, just go ahead and hit that link. Give me a follow. I'd really appreciate it. Now let's go ahead and jump into the video. There's been some controversies surrounding Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and one of those being the fact that they are going to be adding some things to the multiplayer and removing some things from the multiplayer that I don't think anybody in Call of Duty history has asked for. And if I'm wrong about that, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I'd be more than happy to have a discussion about this. But the very first thing that they are going to be doing is they're adding bullet drop to the multiplayer. And I do not like the idea of this at all. I think that bullet drop is just, it's not something that's meant for the arcadey Call of Duty multiplayer style. Bullet drop is meant for things like Blackout. It's meant for things like Battlefield. It makes sense there, and I get that. But hit scan is what Call of Duty is. You point at a spot and you pull the trigger, and that's where the bullet hits. That's the way that it should work, in my personal opinion. I don't understand why they would go through the hassle to change this when, once again, this was not something that anybody ever asked for. Bullet drop in a multiplayer map means one of two things. Either the bullet drop is going to fall off very fast in very strange distances because multiplayer maps are so small in comparison to things like Blackout or Battlefield where the maps are huge, or that means that we are going to be getting ginormous maps, like huge maps, and that kind of transitions into one of the other things that I wanted to talk about. They released a screenshot of this dude laying in the grass with a sniper rifle in a ghillie suit, and they did confirm that this is a multiplayer screenshot, and this screenshot looks fantastic. It looks great, don't get me wrong. It looks very cool, but the problem is it really reminds me of Call of Duty Ghosts. And some people are going to be happy about that. I am not happy about that, because if you think back and really remember Call of Duty Ghosts multiplayer, it had so many problems, and one of the biggest issues was the fact that the maps were ginormous for the most part, so it was hard to find people. The way that they did UAVs in that game, which is another thing I want to talk about in a moment, but the way that they did UAVs in that game was awful, so you could very rarely find people by using the minimap. The multiplayer was very dark and dreary, and the players didn't pop in the background. So people could just creep around the map and literally have absolutely no skill, no gun skill, no concept of awareness. They just kind of crept around, waited till they could hear somebody running by them, and then they'd shoot them from the darkness, and that was pretty much it. And you know, that has a place in certain games. Call of Duty is not one of those games, and I think that most people will agree with me on that, because how many times do you scream in a match at, fuck this dude who's camping, screw this guy, whatever. This is looking like it is a breeding ground for literally those style of players. There's going to be a very small portion of the community that caters to, and I think it's also going to cater very well to people who aren't very good at the game, because they are also saying that this is leaked, supposedly leaked, and it's from a very reliable source of people who have already gotten other information about the game correct, that they are removing the minimap from multiplayer, from the basic game mode, the basic core mode, and then if you get a UAV, then you get the minimap back. But this is going to be a breeding ground for people who have that very campy play style, and people who are very, bad at the game. It's going to benefit them the most, because the only thing that they have to go off of is directly what's in front of them. There's no other purpose to do anything, whereas the mini-map, yes, it can be used to just chase red dots, and I get that, and that's a very basic level, but once you get good at using the minimap, it tells you, where your teammates are located, which indicates spawn locations of the enemy team. It indicates places to go to flank. It tells you all sorts of information that you don't realize until you get really good at the game. So by removing the minimap, by making the game dark and dreary and realistic per se, and then adding bullet drop to a certain degree, in particular with the minimap in the dark dreary maps and the camouflage, you're going to be looking at removing the skill gap a lot. You're going to be making it to where players who are, once again, very campy, very noob friendly, it's obviously if you run out to the middle of the map, you're going to die, period. And that's a very noob-like thing to do, but it's going to cater very well to people who have just what's going on in front of them happening. So it's going to result in people getting shot in the back all the time and not being able to control it because they couldn't turn on that person. And it's just looking like it's going to be a very difficult place for there to be a very good multiplayer. I don't want to pass judgment. We haven't seen gameplay. We haven't seen the full reveal, so I'm trying to wait until that happens to really judge it. But right now, I am genuinely concerned about the multiplayer pretty much being Call of Duty Ghosts. I don't want that, and unfortunately, even if they do make that a thing, I'm going to purchase the game, but it's going to be a really rough year. I don't want to deal with another rough year from Infinity Ward. I don't want to have another rough year trying to make content for a Call of Duty game. I just want to make content, enjoy your game, and have fun. Adding bullet drop, the lack of a mini-map, the dark dreary maps and the camouflage and being hard to spot people is something that it's going against that entire concept. The one thing that Infinite Warfare did right, there was a few things that they did right, but Infinite Warfare was a game that popped. It didn't look bad. It wasn't hard to find enemies. It was smooth. The hit markers, that was all consistent, and that's great about Infinity Ward, and I'm really happy about that. But if you're going to take that and then you're going to put it into just a dark, dreary location with bullet drop and no minimap, I don't know that I want to play your game, if we're being completely honest. That's not Call of Duty to me. That's Battlefield on a smaller map that feels kind of like Call of Duty because it's a new engine. So I don't know how to feel about it. I want to know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I know this was a short little video, but the multiplayer information that had come out over the past week or so, and E3 and all that, I felt like it was something that I needed to discuss on my channel and kind of get my opinion out there on it. Do you guys like the Call of Duty Ghosts style multiplayer where it was really slow and dark maps and large maps and just the weird mini-map layout? Do you guys like that? Is that what you want back? Do you want that super high time to kill? Or do you want like the same time to kill we have now in Black Ops 4? Or do you want a medium time to kill with, if we're being honest, I want a Modern Warfare. I want the maps to feel like Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 2. I want there to be a mini-map. That's what I want. I want hit scan. Is that what you guys want, or do you want it to feel like Call of Duty Ghosts? Let me know down in the comment section below. Once again, if you guys could leave a like on this and go follow my Twitch, I'd really appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys later. Deuces.